Hi, I'm Jessica Lang. Welcome to Suncoast FYI. Today we take a ride through Sarasota's rich circus history, learn about an interactive performance series, plus a lesson in local plants for master gardeners. One of the many things that makes Sarasota so unique is its abundant circus history. You can learn all about it on an immersive trolley tour. And here now with a preview is tour guide Bob Collins. Bob, how are you today?
Well, fine. And you?
Good, good. So tell us a little bit about the Circus History Tour. Where does it go? What can people expect and what can we learn?
Okay, well, Sarasota is known by many people as Circus City, USA, and it goes back more than 90 years when John Ringling brought the winter quarters of Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus to Sarasota. Along with the winter quarters, over the 9 decades came thousands of circus people, families, performers, executives, support personnel, who added color and texture to the fabric of our community. So on our tour, we see more than 24 sites that have either cultural, historic, or fabled ties to the circus. We want people to experience the circus history that made Sarasota the city that it is today.
So I heard you mention that famous name. So what role did you have with the Ringling Circus?
Well, when I was finishing graduate school and completing my military obligation, there was only one job that I wanted, and that was to be an advance person for Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. It was the only job that I applied for, and I became an advance person, meaning I went ahead of the circus, the greatest show on earth, to conduct their advertising, promotion, and publicity campaigns. Over the ensuing career, I continued to do that for other shows that played in arenas and stadiums. When I retired here to Sarasota, I was fortunate to work on the board of directors of the Circus Arts Conservatory, a wonderful local organization that's keeping the heritage of the circus alive and well and living here in Sarasota.
So you know a thing or two about circus history. Tell us about some of the other trolley tours that are offered.
Well, Discover Sarasota Tours has more than a dozen different tours so that you could see various aspects and various perspectives of our community, including an Amish tour, a city tour that investigates and shows people the intriguing people and the interesting history of our city. We have a haunted tour. There's a special shopping tour that's coming up. There's a public arts trolley tour. And on special occasions, such as holidays, Discover Sarasota Tours is always creating new themed tours. So my suggestion is, whether you're a visitor, a resident, or you have friends coming to town, this is a great way to see Sarasota, learn about Sarasota, be entertained by Sarasota. And all you have to do is go to the website, discoversarasotatours.com, and you'll see what tours we have tomorrow, this weekend, next week, and months down the road. You can learn about the tours and sign up for them as well online.
So there's really something for everyone, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Whatever your interests may be. And what's so amazing is the number of local people who take one of our tours, including the Circus History Tour, and say, I've lived here for years and didn't know this about Sarasota.
Okay, so since people, they may have lived here for years, you're the man with the answers. What's an interesting fact or something that people may not know about Ringling or a tour? Okay,
well, I like to say that when you take the Circus History Tour, you're going to be learning some of the circus secrets of Sarasota. And among those secrets is the fact that right next door to the Ringling Museum and the famous house of John Ringling, Ca d'Azan, is another 19,000 square foot mansion that most people don't see and most people don't know about. It was the home of brother Charles Ringling, and today it's the nucleus of the Honors College of the state of Florida, New College.
That's incredible.
But the other things I tell people, and you'll see dozens of examples of things, of places that you didn't know had a circus tie, but I also talk about some of the language that we use on a very regular basis, and I talk about how some of these words and phrases that we use had a circus derivation, such as to throw your hat in the ring or to get on the bandwagon. And one other tantalizing fact that I mention on the tour and give a little history about is the fact that cotton candy, long associated with the circus, was developed by none other than a dentist.
What are the odds?
Exactly, exactly.
So you know a whole lot about this. How did you get involved with Discover Sarasota Tours?
Well, for years, when family and friends would visit, I would take them in the car and show them the circus secrets of Sarasota. So a little over a year ago, I saw that Discover Sarasota Tours was having auditions, and I thought this would be fun. And indeed, just like my original position with Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, I was lucky to be hired, and I am lucky that several times a week I get to share the circus secrets of Sarasota with people who are either longtime residents, visitors, family, friends, and show them the colors of the fabric of Sarasota that represent the circus history in our community.
Well, I've certainly learned a lot. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, it's very much my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Just ahead on Suncoast FYI, we celebrate the art of performance. Through artistic performances of dance, song, and community dialogue, the Ringling Museum of Art and Performance series is inspiring audiences. Here to tell us how we can get involved is Curator of Performance, Elizabeth Dowd. Elizabeth, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
Good. So what can we expect to see at the Ringling's Art of Performance season?
So the performance season has around 30 different evenings of live performance in our theater. And we have about 14 artist companies coming. So this is a great opportunity for Sarasota to engage with music, theater, multidisciplinary performance, and tons of dance.
So is there something for everyone? What can people expect to see?
There's lots of different performances that range from classical music to contemporary dance. We also have hybrid forms, which include media arts, video, shadow puppetry.
So really something for everyone. Are there any community engagements that are planned already?
So we have a lot of different activities besides live performances this year. What we call community engagement could take the form of a master class, which is where a specific artist will give skill building in a technique or form in our studio space on campus. And we also go out into the community. We're doing workshops in schools, community organization locations. And some of those are open to the public, others are just for the specific community participants. And we also have a series of conversations. Conversations take place usually in our museum space, and that's an opportunity for audiences to have a direct contact with the artist, learn a little bit more about artistic processes, themes of the work they're presenting, and it's a more intimate conversational situation. So we have dozens of community engagements activities planned for the season, and it's really an important part of what we're doing with the Art of Performance series.
So some of them are open to the public. How much are tickets?
For the performances, our tickets start at $25, and the most expensive ticket in our theater is $35, so it's a very reasonable price. And our student tickets are $10, so that's a great price for youth and students. Our conversations are $5, and if you're a member, all those prices are discounted. For our master classes that we hold in our studio, it's $15, and we always have some sort of member and student discount for every event, so it's very accessible.
And there's a lot to learn, I'm sure, especially in those memberships, right?
For our membership programs, there's very wide access to the museum at large, and so membership is a great deal at the museum, and I can't speak highly enough of the value that I believe is incorporated into the programs that we're offering through the Art of Performance. The ability to see these high caliber artists live on stage is kind of doesn't have a price. It's remarkable the work that they do and what it takes to bring those companies to Sarasota. Also, we have a tremendous, I think, sort of range of engagement forms. So people that maybe don't want to sit through a really long performance can come from a shorter performance or go see something in the middle of the day if weekends are difficult. So it just depends on what your appetite is, and we really want people to celebrate the art of performance and to get excited, to be challenged also. So maybe some things that are contemporary, more on the vanguard, are available, and we also have traditional, really family-friendly activities.
So there's a lot of work and a lot of heart that really goes into it. How can someone come and get tickets?
Well, the best way to get information about our program is on our website. It's ringling.org. We have lots of print material available at the museum. You can go right to our box office, which is open from 10 to 4 every day. And we have dedicated professionals on staff that are happy to give you information about all of our programs.
Awesome. And last question for you. Tell me a little bit about the historic Oslo Theater. What's there to see?
The theater is a historic theater that was brought from Italy in the late 40s to the museum. And it was assembled in the museum in a couple different spaces and now exists where the historic Oslo Theater is. It's a 276-seat theater, so it's intimate, but also can hold very robust performances. Again, the acoustics are beautiful, and it's, I think, one of the most elegant theaters in the city.
That's awesome. There's so much to see and learn. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Next on Suncoast FYI, we learn all about the plant life that makes Sarasota beautiful. Master Gardener volunteers educate the Suncoast community on gardening and the environment. Joining us now with more is President Cindy Drill. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So you brought some friends along?
I did. These are some of our favorite Florida native plants. This one's a prostrate porterweed. This one is frog fruit, which is kind of fun because some folks consider this a weed, but the reality is it's a native wildflower.
Okay, so let's get right into it. What does it mean for someone to be a Sarasota County Master Gardener volunteer?
Well, our mission and vision is basically to assist Extension in providing research-based information, education to the Florida residents, and to be the most best source for that information in Sarasota County.
That's awesome. So can you give us some examples? I know you showed us these, but what are some examples of some activities some of the MGVs engage in?
We do such a wide range of things. One example is design and maintain the gardens at Twin Lakes Park. That's our home base. And as other community gardens like the Fruitville Library Reading Garden and the Shamrock Park Garden. We help teachers and students build and maintain school gardens. We are active in 30 gardens right now. We plan lecture series for both the Master Gardeners' continuing education needs as well as the general public. Wild Orchid Man is an example of that. That's always in January, and that's a very popular one with the community as well as the Master Gardeners. We teach classes like vegetable gardening, Florida-friendly landscaping, irrigation assessments. We run daily, weekly plant clinics, which are the help desks, both at Twin Lakes and throughout the community in libraries and farmers markets. We produce a weekly radio show, WKDW 97.5 out of Northport. We are now reaching 29,000 folks plus, streaming and listeners, and we cover all different aspects of horticulture, water resources, all those things. The biggest effort, though, is for our plant sale. We propagate plants for the plant sale. We go collect out of members' yards, bring them back and grow them out. Certain members grow at home, and that's effort goes from March or April all the way through October.
Wow, so you guys obviously stay pretty busy. You just had your annual plant sale. How did that go?
It is always a resounding success. We've gotten to have a really good reputation out in the community for providing plants that you don't always see some places, and our native plants here are an example of that. We grow 3,000 to 4,000 plants every year. That equates to somewhere around 400 different varieties, and it runs the gamut from natives to ground cover, edibles, tropicals, all of those things. So it's a huge effort, and it provides the bulk of the operating funds for the Master Gardener program.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot to do. How would I become a Master Gardener volunteer?
Basically, you just contact the Sarasota County volunteer coordinator. I have a phone number here, and if you'd like me to give it in the email. The phone number is 941-861-9900, or email is sarasota@ifas.ufl.edu.
So you've given us a peek into what you guys do. What are some future projects you guys will be working on?
What we're most excited about is that we have what we are calling our Project Exploratory Team. We've been working for over 2 years to develop this proposal for what we're calling education outreach gardens. What we really want to do is transform Twin Lakes Park campus at Extension into a true outdoor horticultural educational outreach center. It's a lot there, but the plans include a greenhouse that's a teaching greenhouse, additional gardens that are ADA compliant, sensory type gardens, edible gardens. We want to do what we're calling HOA inspired vignettes, so that folks who are just moving into new places can come out and go, oh, I like that combination, and I know that will work in this crazy Florida weather. And there's a water resources education area and outdoor education classroom. So it's a really big and exciting project. Our partners at Extension are really excited about it, and we're just currently waiting for the go-ahead from other key partners to continue with planning and fundraising.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Cindy. After the break, we hear about some exciting Suncoast events happening this weekend. Coming up this weekend, the annual Sun Fiesta in downtown Venice, with events happening Friday through Sunday. Enjoy games, crafts, music, and live entertainment. You won't want to miss the Sun Fiesta pageant, where one contestant will win $1,000 scholarship. Admission and parking are free. Plus, Push Up for Parkinson's Challenge begins October 21st. Ask friends, family, and coworkers to sponsor you $1 a push-up. All money raised benefits Parkinson Place in Sarasota, where people with Parkinson's disease and their care partners enjoy more than 60 free monthly classes and programs. If you'd like to promote your community event on Suncoast FYI, we'd love to hear from you. This is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Andrea Chu, at 941-361-4651. To view previous episodes, go to snntv.com. I'm Jessica Lang, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.